guys, welcome back to Brad McBride Racing. I got these wheels back from Nigel at Brutal Speed. He hooked me up with Enemies Racing. Fixed up my bead locks for me. These wheels I've had since I first built the car, and when we had the accident, it took a hard lick against the wall. So I was really worried the bells are messed up, but they weren't. It was just the bead locks. So we got these Enemies Racing USA bead locks put on. They are awesome. The grip on these, there will be no slippage as far as the tire goes. A lot more grip than what we've had before on these bead locks. So he fixed these up for me. They look great. Over the years, you've seen me change kind of the characteristics of it, from rust to Krager look to black, whatever that may be. But I've always had the same wheels. So I'm going to show you how I do that and how I'm able to just keep changing that artistic avenue of the wheels each time. It's very simple, not very expensive at all, and it allows you just to continue to change that without having a strict powder coat or something like that. Just gives you creativity. You know me guys, you know that I like to change things up quite a bit. So we're going to jump on that today. I actually found a new set of wheels, front wheels. I've never had any new wheels, but I found a brand new set of front wheels that were scuffed. So I got them and we refinished them, and I'm very excited about that. I have some centers coming that are used for these wheels that will match the new front wheels. We're going to clean those up. So we're going to change this wheel up quite a bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then show you how you can do it affordably and be able to just continue to do that as you go. So let's get started. Let's do this. We got to get this bead lock off. We've also got to take the old finish off, and I'm going to explain all that as we go through it. But this allows me to do it easily. I'm just going to take some cleaner and wipe this off. We got to keep our SFI sticker clean and visible for the tech guys. Make sure we don't mess that up. I'll remove the centers, and then we'll start the refinish process. These wheels are going to look totally different when we're done. I'm excited about it. So let's get started stripping this off and get it cleaned up. Look at the teeth on that. That looks so nice. A lot of grip. These turned out really nice. They did a really good job over for Enemies Racing USA. Alright guys, so what I got here, I just have some lacquer thinner in a bucket. Old cheap dollar brush. And we're just gonna simply brush this stuff off. Finished up trying to get these little spots off here, but total cleanup time on that, maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. I had the paint cleaned off as well as the plastic dip. Now, the paint washes off real easy and leaves the plastic dip. Because the plastic dip is kind of a plastic material, it does take a little more because it's thicker. You could just do the color if you want to leave the plastic dip and then recoat it, but I just want to go ahead and get all off. That way have a nice smooth surface to work from. So we're getting these finished up. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes, you're back to aluminum wheel again. So if you want to just polish these out or whatever, you could. The reason I've always painted these is because they've got some imperfections in them, and I just like color a little more than I do the polish look. You know, everybody does the black wheels over the polish, which was popular back in the 90s and stuff. Also, what I want to tell you is if you've got like a top fuel wheel, if you're running top I call Dragster or even Pro Mod, it used to be 2 years, but I think it's every year now. You have to get the wheel recertified, and they don't like for certain things to be done. They don't like for them to be powder coated because of the heat that the wheel goes through. So before you do powder coating or anodizing, just check with the people you're going to get to recertify your wheels. That'd be a good question for them. But in this process, it doesn't matter. It just simply wipes off, so there's no harm to the material and things like that. I don't really feel like the powder coating really affects them, but you know, SFI certifications have different things they want done and things they try to stay away from just to prevent wheel failure. So just checking that before you do anything. But again, the plastic dip and the procedure I'm showing you here doesn't affect any of that. So you can change your wheels as much as you want as far as the look of them, and it doesn't affect the SFI. So let's get spraying a little bit of plastic dip on here. Excuse me. So I don't like to have any paint on any mating surfaces. I don't want it to affect with my torque or anything like that. I want it to be nice and clean. So I'm just simply taping up where the beadlock trim ring fits, so it's nice and clean when they mesh together. So do that. Also, don't forget about the SFI sticker. Just put your piece of tape on there and cut around the perimeter of the sticker. Nice little square, keeps it clean. Paint, and then when you peel that off, your SFI sticker's there. So when you go through tech, no issues with that. So I'm gonna finish this little bit up here, get the other wheel ready, and then we're gonna do some spraying. All right, so I got one light coat on it. We're gonna let that flash off a little bit. You can touch the spot like where the tape is. You can see it's already tacking off. I'm gonna get this all coated. Probably 3 good coats. Again, it only took me about 10 minutes per wheel to get them cleaned up and ready. Got all the old stuff off, wiped them clean, got this taped up. Total time per wheel right now is probably about 15, maybe 20 minutes per wheel to get to this point, and we're already painting. So imagine if you've ever buffed these wheels, it takes a lot of work to get it buffed and cleaned up. So this allows you to just make changes to your wheels, give it a new look whenever you want. Plus, another thing I was going to tell you is, say you've got polished wheels and you're thinking about buying some black wheels. Well, a can of Plastidip costs about $10 at the hardware store. We went to Lowe's and got these. But you can just spray that on there, and Plastidip actually will peel off. If you get on there thick enough, you can just peel it off. You don't even have to use lacquer thinner or anything to wash it off. It'll simply peel off. I just find it easier and quicker to wash it off with lacquer thinner and get it done and move on, especially if I know I'm going to respray it. So just take your time spraying. We're going to put another coat on these. Probably put 3 coats total on here. It'll look real good when it's done. And then we're going to do our trim rings. Okay guys, so we've got 2 coats on here, and I want you to look. We're starting to get that nice black powder coat look finish. It has just the right texture in it. And that's what I wanted to show you guys, that you can achieve that look. A lot of people have always thought I've had my wheels powder coated over and over. They don't realize that I've been just doing this. So for instance, after you do this Plastidip, if you want to paint them, I don't know, hot pink, you just simply get some hot pink paint, paint it over the Plastidip. It'll adhere to this Plastidip. We're going to leave the bells black. We're going to do the trim rings and the centers gold to match the front wheels. So let's get the last coat put on these, and then we're going to jump on the trim rings. I got the bells dry. They're dried off now and good. I want to show you something. I put the trim rings on from the beadlocks from Enemies Racing. And if you look, we can stop right here. The sheen is about the same. The color is about the same. So if you didn't know any better, you'd think these were just black wheels with the Enemies Racing beadlock conversion on them. Everything looked good. Looked like it was just from factory. So that's something you accomplished. We're not going to stop there. I want to do these Enemies trim rings. So we're going to work on those next, and you'll see where we're going with this. Also, I mentioned a while ago about being able to, if you want to just see what a wheel look like, if you want to Plastidip it, it can be black or whatever color Plastidip there is. I said it would peel off. It does peel off. It's like a decal pretty much. You got to get it started, and then you can just peel it off of the object you're spraying on, whether it be a wheel or whatever. But that allows you to just make something temporary, or be able to just, you know, like we're doing here, just redo it every so often. I've had wheels Plastidip and painted for 3-4 seasons at a time, so it's not like they come right off or anything like that. It is durable enough to do what we need to do. We're actually using the Plastidip to have the color adhere to what we're wanting to do, and of course I like the black on the bells of the wheels, so that's where we're going in that route. So just keep that in mind. I said it would peel off. I didn't mean like just flaking off like bad paint, but it does peel off rather easy if it's just the Plastidip itself. When you put the color on it, that gives it a little more durability, so it's a little tougher to get off. And of course, the more coats of Plastidip you put on, the easier it is for it to pull off, because the thicker it is, the easier it pulls off. Just imagine a thin decal versus a thick decal, and the easiness of it being removed. So keep that in mind. All right guys, so I got the trim rings in here. I got them wiped off, ready to go. If you notice here, I've dropped some bolts in. That's just to protect where the bolt seats. So again, for torque specs, I like to keep that clean. These are anodized, so reducer or usually lacquer thinner doesn't affect anodization. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna plastic dip it to protect this. So later, if I wanna go back to a black trim ring with the polished letters and such, or the machine look, then all I gotta do is wipe that off and I'll have it back. So we're using that plastic to protect it and as adhesion, so I don't have to sand this down, mess that finish up, and spray it. So I can always go back to our original here. So we're gonna plastic dip this, then we're gonna shoot our color to match the wheels on the front of the car. All right, so we just finished both trim rings and I'm gonna let them flash off good. I'm running down the house and eating some lunch right quick. Also, deliveries just come in and the wheel centers for these wheels just arrived. So that's perfect timing. We can get those knocked out. So it looks like today we'll be able to knock these wheels completely out and we'll have a fresh new looking set of wheels. So that'd be really cool. So let these flash out and I'll come back and we'll shoot the color on them. And then we'll let them sit good and then we can assemble them. And we should have a roller pretty close in the next couple of days. I have a little bit of wiring and plumbing to do, but the chassis is pretty much ready. So I got all the firewall stuff done, the rear fender tubs, all that. So slowly getting there, but I'm trying to get back to the track, guys. So let's get a bite to eat, let the stuff dry, and then we'll be back to paint. So I've got our rings colored here. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a little bit of clear on that just to protect it. This U-POL #1 is really good clear. I've used it on automotive stuff like mirrors and stuff like that. It's a 2K clear. It's really good for a spray bomb clear. I could spray it out of the gun, but I just like to use this on this particular application. Also, if you wanted to clear coat that black we did on the wheels, I'm probably not going to, but on the bells of the wheels, you can clear coat that too to get it that extra shine if you want to. I'm just going for that satin finish to kind of go with all the powder coat and stuff like that. All right, guys, so I've got the center for the front wheel. And if you look right here, it's not dead on, but we're close being it's front to rear. It should be really close. So I think it's gonna look really good. You just got that flop to kind of go with it. So I matched it up as close as I could. Like I said, I don't think you'll be able to tell from front wheel to back wheel. We'll get this done. That's with the clear coat on it. They're ready to go. So I'll let them dry and we'll get the wheels together and get them on the car. All right, so we finished up the back wheel. This is why we did the back wheel, the paint scheme we did, because we got these new front wheels. As I mentioned earlier, they had a little scuff on them, so I was able to get them at a good price. And I refinished them, got the lips straightened out. So let's check out this back wheel. Tell me what you think. So we got our Enemies Racing USA beadlocks painted to match the front wheels. We also did our centers, so I think it's a nice clean look. It's gonna be something different, and I really like it. Tell me what you think in the comments, and we're gonna get some tires on this and see if we can get this thing rolling. All right, so here we go. I got the finished product right here. I think it looks really good. What do you think? You can see why we were trying to match everything right here. I think it's gonna be a cool look for the car, something new, something fresh. Again, we spent $30 to do both wheels. So $30 versus $3,000 for a new set of wheels is a huge difference. And this is something I've been doing for years, just to be able to change that character of the car. You know, it's kind of like tennis shoes. You know, you put on a new pair of shoes, it's a new fresh look. So same way with tires and wheels. So you just keep things changed up every so often. And that's how I've been doing it. So I appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing, and we'll see you next time.